is Friday, May 19, 2017. You are watching or listening to MMAjunkie Radio. However way we come into your lives, whether it's Sirius Satellite, YouTube, Facebook Live, every other avenue that you can catch our show, SoundCloud. You do it your way. But the point is, you get Gorgeous George, you get Goes, you get Jason the intern, you get Danny the producer, sometimes Victoria the producer. Hi Danny, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Not too bad. Today I have my cousin Christopher is here in the studio. He came to visit us. He's been staying he brought his own audience, and he's been staying here at Mandalay Bay. So today he had a little bit of an off day, and he came by and came to catch the show live. So
How's it going,
I'm going to let him do the pre-show with me here for a little bit. On today's show, we're going to have UFC heavyweight Derrick Lewis. He'll be on the program. He's one of the best heavyweights in the world and one of the funniest guys ever. Lorenz Larkin, who's just signed with Bellator and will be having his first fight coming up for a title. He will join us after Derrick Lewis. And the rest of the show is open for phone calls. You guys can give us a call. I would say get in the queue right now. Get in there right now and sound off about everything that's going on in the world of mixed martial arts.
Can I give the number?
Sure, go for it.
866-522-2846. And you'll get me on the phone. And I'll probably say something weird like, hey, what's your favorite dinosaur and why?
I like when you say weird stuff.
Is that a weird question?
Huh?
I asked Cub Swanson once. He had a real answer. It was good. Like most fighters, they would just give me like a, I don't know, like T-Rex. Cub Swanson actually had like a thought.
If they say T-Rex or Raptor, they're just being lazy.
Why don't you want to host?
But Cub Swanson really put some thought into it and told us why. This was Triceratops, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I like
Somebody
that.
picked pterodactyl too, and that was
That was a good one.
closer to.
That was Mike Pyle.
Ah, you're right.
I think he said because then it would do fishing for him.
No, he said
Something like that, man.
Oh no! And then we got into the talk like, what if they were like really around and they were flying and they would just crap and it would just like you'd
That
be
would
taken
kill
out
you.
like.
You know what?
Yeah, you would
Pterodactyls
never be able
aren't
to get
actually dinosaurs, though. Like a fun fact.
Yeah, what are they?
They live in the same time, but they're not. Like I remember this was a heated debate in my biology class.
In your biology
Yeah,
class?
in college.
It actually got heated?
Yeah, well, not really, but a lot of the students kept questioning our professor, who was like, "No, man, yeah, it's a common
Did
misconception."
you know Jurassic Park?
Not real.
It didn't actually happen in the Jurassic era.
I don't believe it.
You don't believe it? I believed pterodactyls aren't dinosaurs. So George just walked into the studio,
Coming up.
dropped
30.
his backpack, and then walked right out. We have no idea where he's going or what he's doing.
Yeah, it's Danny Host Friday.
That's a typical... everybody,
Talking dinosaurs.
follow me on Snapchat. I finally got on Snapchat. You
I
guys have
followed
been
you,
hounding me.
And your first snap was about me and the intern nerding out. I didn't appreciate that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
sorry about
pretend.
that. I had to get that going. All right, Chris. Now you're out and George is in.
Alrighty. Take care, guys.
This is your captain speaking. We are making our descent into Las Vegas McCarran Airport. On behalf of our crew, we'd like to thank you for flying MMAjunkie Airlines. Now please fasten your seatbelts and put your tray tables in your upright position because the descent is gonna be a little bit bumpy.
All right, Junkie Nation, it's time to roll, baby, on MMAjunkie Radio with Gorgeous George and Gold. This is what we do and why we do it, baby. All night long, we rollin'! Yes!
The MMAjunkie Radio revolution is upon us.
Can you dig it?
There's no escape. No escape. Through the vast frontier of cyberspace and through a sea of stars in outer space.
One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
We've solidified our combat communication stranglehold.
We are controlling transmission.
With the use of MMAjunkie Radio and SiriusXM satellite radio technology. MMAjunkie Radio. Commence transmission. Live from MMAjunkie Radio HQ in the fight capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada. here are your hosts, Gorgeous George and Go.
From the fight capital of the world inside the beautiful Mandalay Bay Racing Sportsbook, you are listening to the MMAjunkie Radio Show, the only show that matters. Get it through your thick skulls already. I'm your host, Gorgeous George. With me, as always, is the devious and dastardly Goes. Our ace co-host, Becky's handling all the producing duties today. It's going to be Danny. What's up, guys?
What's up, man?
Ready to wrap up the week?
I'm in a great mood today, yeah. I'm ready to wrap up the week. I'm a happy little guy. Clear something up, though. Our cousin Christopher was here in the morning.
That's Jason B.
That is Jason B.
Oh,
And,
there he is.
We aren't sure if you were bullshitting or not about the thing tonight. Is that real?
The Lincoln Park?
Yeah.
It's real.
It is real.
Yeah.
It is real. All right. Cool.
You two have a problem with that or what?
No. We thought it was a joke.
Oh, no. I thought I sent a some sort of a text that implied it's done.
Yeah, but we thought that was just like a joke.
Oh, it didn't include the receipt?
Maybe.
Oh.
Who knows?
Yeah, I think we went through that,
Cool.
and so I told you it's a gift. The
Thank you.
ticket's a gift, Del.
George, nice. George is taking us to go see Lincoln Park tonight at the Chelsea. I'll watch anything at the Chelsea. Anything.
Yeah.
Juggling.
Are you
who
gonna tell
cares?
Chris about the floor? Or are you just gonna let him experience it and feel it?
I'm gonna let him experience it and feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Where's the hot
Crazy.
chick? Oh my God. All right. Well, scratch the whole Lincoln Park thing. That was part of the whole deal. But all right. It's Friday. May something. What is it?
May 19th.
May 19th. All
You know
right.
how I know that?
Hmm.
Because today's the day that Jason the intern's review was due at his school.
Oh, did you send it in?
I sent it in.
Okay.
You know, really?
What'd you give him, an A, a 10,
I
what?
mean, a lot of it's like strongly agree, strongly disagree. I gave him pretty much A's.
Right.
But I couldn't do it all the way down or they'd think I'm bullshitting. So I had to throw a couple B's in there, here and there.
Oh, yeah?
But, yeah, I filled it up.
Well, what if you really felt it, though? What if, like, you looked at that and said, I'm actually going to give him a B, but because of what they might think, I'm withholding what I really feel, which is an A.
Yeah, I guess I screwed you over, dude.
You know the old Scantron when you haven't studied and you just go, oh, man, they can't all be A's, so let me mix in some D's and E's
Yeah.
and, huh.
One of our friends, Johnny California, do you remember what he did with a Scantron?
He spelled something out, didn't he?
He didn't study for a test, so he had the idea of just filling out the bubbles so that they form a giant question mark.
Right.
And he turned it in like that.
And I think he said he got a B, didn't he?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, it worked out for him. I miss Johnny California. Today, the Black Beast is going to join us. He heads over to New Zealand pretty soon to fight Mark Hunt at UFC 110. Well, Fight Night 110. I'm leaving that part out. UFC Fight Night 110. Did you know that only at Junkie will you hear that type of terminology? UFC Fight Night 109, UFC Fight Night 110. I think every other site and the UFC uses the UFC and the name of the city or country they're visiting.
Mm-hmm.
I was told that the only time I got to sit at press row, I usually get a satellite ticket when I was getting credentialed, but the only time I got press row, it was the third row. I was in Sacramento. It was for Benavidez and Mighty Mouse 2. I think that one also included Castillo and Barboza. No, Ferguson. I don't know. And when I checked in, I said, where am I seating? And Chelsea from the UFC goes, you're on press row. I go, really? She goes, yeah, we just didn't have many people put in, and you made it, So I'm like, cool. Of course, I perked up like, oh, really? Cool. But in reality, it's like, damn, I like the seat better because it's the third row is kind of like the equivalent of about the 10th row of sitting in the public. Whereas the satellite seat is starting to rise up, and so you look down on the action a little bit. And plus, I didn't bring a laptop. I'm not doing play-by-play. That's why we have our writers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just there to as supplemental, So I'll go in the back.
Absorb the crowd, what's going on, how they're reacting to things.
Right, and the undercard fighters, when they win, I'll run back there, and with our videographer, I'll help out with the questioning, network, whatever. But this time I got to sit there, and I told Dave, I go, what are the hashtags? Is it UFC Fight Night? And he goes, no, George. He goes, only Junkie uses those. He goes, it's UFC Sacramento. And I said, oh, really? He goes, yeah. So we call it UFC Fight Night 110 in New Zealand, Hunt, and Lewis.
Mm-hmm.
Except everyone else is calling it, I guess, UFC New Zealand.
Yeah. I kind of like that we do that, though.
So do I. I think I like the
I think
numerical.
cool.
It's our filing system, and we started something a long time ago, and we're consistent is what we are. Black Beast will join us today, and we're also going to catch up with Lorenz Larkin. So 2 gentlemen have big fights coming up. You know, the Beast, if he gets past Hunt, could get a shot at Stipe Miocic. Now, I know the Verdums and the Overeems of the world may have a problem with that because they just had a shot at him within the last year. In fact, Verdum was the champ. But Verdum did go out and get 2 wins. I tip my hat to that. And that's usually enough to get you back in the mix. But the champ will have a say, and the Black Beast he has a 6-fight win streak. This could be 7 win streaks. The fact that he pounds his chest, the fact that he's sort of becoming one of their popular stars, younger guy. And Fabricio didn't help himself with some Reebok comments. He lost a Spanish commentator gig subsequently because of that. So I don't know. I don't know if he's out of the doghouse, if he's good or what. He's a fun fighter to watch. He really turned the corner from just becoming a world jiu-jitsu champion who could, compete in the heavyweight division to an awesome Muay Thai striker under the tutelage of Rafael Cordero. So whatever they decide, great. But that's how tight these races are. Now, there's the other side. Overeem, if he beats Fabricio, it takes Fabricio out for at least a year or 2. He'll really need like 3 fights to make some sort of a comeback. And, Overeem, that would be a big win. The Nelson fight would be a big win. However, he just fought Stipe in September. Does Stipe want to train for the same guy again, like within the same year? Like, that's where I think there's.
Stipe calling the shots, though?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think there's a little bit of Stipe input, and maybe there's not. And then there's, of course, the Cain Velasquez factor, who we just don't know where this guy's at. He's had a lot of injuries as of late, and we don't even know that he's training or anything. So the Black Beast could have a statement win that could get him a world title shot, is what I'm getting at. He just has to make sure that it's good enough that Overeem Verdum doesn't matter.
The question I have for him, I want to know if he wants it. Because before this match was made, he wanted time off. He wanted to be with the family. He really just sincerely seemed burnt out when he was talking at the end of the fight. So if he were to get a title shot, that means he can't go nowhere. He can't go on vacation and go hang out and do the things that he wants to do. Remember the last time we talked to him, he said he kind of wants to have a total disconnect. Not just be on a vacation, but get some training sessions. Like, he doesn't want to even see a gym.
I do know that he did take a vacation, but you're right, Ghost. I think he wanted something extended.
Got cut into, didn't it?
Yeah. But demands were met, so I think those dollars and cents, you look at those and they're life-changing, and, a fight versus Stipe. Plus, imagine beating Stipe and being able to call shots and have pay-per-view points. Like, to be that close. So the Black Beast may sit there and think, okay, wait a minute. If Verdum and Overeem isn't a titillating fight, the winner doesn't have much buzz going on, I better either think about seriously making a move, or I run into the Ngannou effect. Ngannou's chasing Black Beast. Black Beast is chasing Stipe. The Cain effect. If he comes back, a lot of people are going to want to know who's the greatest heavyweight of all time. That's a whole other discussion. There was the Fedor Cain Verdum talk of the, for a long time, and now Stipe could break the record for most title defenses in the UFC. So now he's going to enter into that, especially with the win over Verdum. And if he were to beat Cain, he may be it. He may be the GOAT.
But your heart's got to be in it, George. If your heart's not in it, don't show up.
Yeah, we'll see. He's got to get past Hunt in New Zealand. It won't be easy. Lorenz Larkin, our other guest, he fights at Bellator NYC on June 24th. He has Douglas Lima ahead of him. So how about that? He comes over from the UFC and gets a title shot. Good for him. I'm happy for him. But one thing we'll never do, I don't know if we host this show for another 10 years or 20 years. One thing we'll never figure out is the title scheme. Popularity, buzz, what's popping, analytics, contract situations. I really don't get it. Well, here's what I'm getting at. Lorenz comes in and gets an automatic title shot. I'm happy for him. Good for him. He's a great welterweight, and this will be a fun fight to watch. But Bader comes over with a lot more experience, a lot more buzz, and they were going to give him King Mo. It just so happens King Mo's out, and he will get a title shot, but I don't know. Henderson comes in, and they give him a title shot, at welterweight. So sometimes they get it, sometimes they don't. I don't know.
Well, if I'm the promotion,
Guess it's what feels right at the time.
I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't. Well, see, you're right, because it is tough. Part of it's a business decision, right? I personally wouldn't want to give them a title shot coming in, because I think you're saying something about your product versus wherever they came, whether it was World Series of Fighting, UFC One Championship. For a guy to just come in and you already say he deserves to be at the top against our number one guy, doesn't say very many good things about your organization. However, if you bring him in and make him work his way up and he loses, well, then what'd you pay all that money for?
Right.
See what I'm saying? So, yeah, I guess it's...
If Lorenz wins, then yet again another statement about what does it say about your welterweight class. If your guy beats Lorenz, then hey, our guys can compete with the UFC guys too. Now, of course, the UFC would go, well, that wasn't our top guy, but you know, it's a back and forth, and who knows if Coker and Dana White even worry about that too much. I think they used to, but I think at this point their organizations are solidified, and there's history in the game with the WEC guys coming over, the Strikeforce guys coming over. Some of that was proven to be true, some of it was proven to not be true. Hell, even Pride. It could be that they don't worry about it as much. But
there's a little back and forth, right? I mean, Bellator could say, well, our guy, Eddie Alvarez, went over there and won your title. King Mo, he just beat
I think Bjorn would have done that. I'm not so sure Coker worries too much about it.
I don't think so.
Yeah. Those are our two guests today, and, of course, Junkie Nation, we'd love to have you step up, be that third host, 866-522-2846. You're that close away, snap of the fingers, 866-522-2846. And you can call in and chime in on Bellator 179, which is taking place now. And I will quote Simon Head, journalist from the UK, when I pull up my computer. But something to the effect of, guess what, man? If you don't want the spoilers, you have the choice to tune out.
Yeah.
But a radio show that's live, that covers the sports for mixed martial arts, you know, at the highest level, hey, man, it's our job to also give you the results. So unless Goes and I forget, we'll probably be chiming in. And, yeah, that might cost us a viewer or two or a listener or two, but, hey, man, that's really how it works. You have the choice to turn it off. You have the choice to get off the internet, off social media, to turn off your phone if you really don't want it to get spoiled. You're asking us not to talk about it for your convenience, but we have to do our job. Wait till I find the quote, and I think even you'll agree. You'll give me that cyber fist bump.
I think to meet you guys halfway, if we're going to speak about it, we'll give you a little 10-second warning, right? You can log off.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
That's fair, right?
I think that's fair.
That's us extending the olive branch. We don't got to do it, but we're good guys.
866-522-2846. How about, I woke up to some news today, but I'm thinking, well, what can we do? So Bisping might be hurt longer than we thought. And now they're thinking about pairing Woodley or Romero versus Whitaker.
Yeah.
Bobby Knuckles. What I don't like is, well, I guess there's still a Musasi out there floating around. The return of Rockhold, because he does deserve a trilogy, even though I don't think he should get it immediately. And if Jacare can pick himself up and come back, then eventually we have something. But I feel like you'd be eliminating two prospects that a champion should be facing.
Would be.
So how bad is the injury? Like, I personally will wait for Romero and Bisping, because if I'm gonna wait for the winner of Romero and Whitaker for Bisping, then I guess I could wait for it all together, unless it's something that's so bad that I guess he's out till 2018, and maybe that's it. Maybe Dana can't give us all of the details. But the countdown is part of our SiriusXM Rush 93 family, and just like I catch Luke on the way home or the Busted Open guys, there are times when I've run my errands and I'm catching the countdown, or Brian Stan show, or whatever, even our replay. Replays at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Eastern the next day. 8 p.m. Eastern same day, 7 a.m. Eastern the next day. And I've heard him say along the way that he would be ready to go in the spring, that he'd be ready to go versus George in July, sign the contract. He even threatened George that if he didn't sign the contract, he would move on. But now I guess there's been a setback maybe? I don't know. I get, once you do have an interim champion, whoever wins there has to face the actual champion. I mean, that's the way it's written up to be.
Mm-hmm.
So that would bypass any other possible delays for George St. Pierre. But, this is for the good of Michael Bisping, Yoel Romero, Bobby Whittaker, Gegard Mousasi. I mean, can you imagine if all these guys collectively fighting each other for the next 36 months just had some rippers, like Michael Schiavello likes to say?
Mm-hmm.
And what if they just became the it division? Maybe even the one last charge by Anderson Silva if he picks up a win somewhere. Or the return of Brunson or Weidman or Gastelum. I don't know. But this division has so many great athletes that fighting each other and having a proper champion and challengers and rises to the to get their title shots, it could really boost 185 to be the it division. Cormier and Jones are the it rivalry. But Cormier has stated himself there's only like a fight or two left. And if he loses to Jones, that might be it. You may have to just concede I ran into this guy. Jones has more time available to him because he's younger. But he's also one setback outside of the cage away from just unraveling and never being part of the sport. Who knows? And, of course, Conor McGregor, he pulled up them featherweights. That's a sexy division, man. Look at the 1 through 15 there. There's some killers there. Lightweight and welterweight, we talk about them being stacked, but Conor's holding up one division, and then you got Woodley trying to pick fights with everyone but the number one guy, even though it looks like he'll have to face the number one guy. And then if that number one guy were to win, not too many people out there would be too ecstatic about it. I guess there's just not a lot of support for Damian Maia and his style. So this is really a chance where the middleweights could just grab it by the throat, grab the sport by the throat and say, give us some big salaries. We're going to have some great moments, maybe some stadium shows, and just run with it. That's what we want. So I wish the best for a Bisping recovery so he can start defending. And if he beats Romero, then he deserves these big paydays that he's been waiting for. And then if he doesn't, then, Romero's 40 as well, man. He's got to do something. That clock's ticking. And then if it's just time to sweep in some of the younger middleweights like Mousasi and Whittaker, then I guess we do that. But this division has a chance.
Say what you will about Michael Bisping. I know a lot of people wanted to see him fight Jacare, wanted to see him. They want him to see him fight all these guys. But the issue is you can't question that dude's heart because of what he did in Los Angeles. Taking that fight, if there's 30 people in that division, maybe 3 guys step up to face Luke Rockhold, who was on point at that time, on 2 weeks' notice. You can't question that guy's heart, man.
Not only that,
fights in
he's fought Rashad and Vanderlei,
Anderson.
So I know he's not scared to fight anybody. The only thing I think even he would concede is because ball busting or not, in the end he'll give you the swink or he'll make a comment that allows you to believe that, all right, man, we breathe the same air and I hear what you're saying, and that's the fact that the lotto ticket. A GSP fight is like a lotto ticket. It would be nice to bank that, and there is a risk every time you run in there with a Romero or Whittaker or someone else that you may not come out ahead, and if you don't, then you possibly lose the lotto ticket. So I get that, but that lotto ticket became less available in my book and in many people's book when you were allowed to avenge, the Dan Henderson knockout from years ago in your city. In Manchester.
Now, but at the time, they were like, wouldn't it be cool?
Make it happen. Well, that was a lot of people that wanted Hendo to go out and sail out, Mm-hmm. But that was a concession. The number one guys had to take a back seat to that. Hendo was in there, and he pulled it off. He avenged that loss in front of his hometown. That was huge. But after that, I think you have to fight the number one guy. And then if the GSP fight comes back around, then cool, you do it, He's going to take a lot of flack because he was willing to fight GSP in Toronto with a broken orbital or recovering from a broken orbital. And then all these other times in the spring where he said, hey, I'm ready to go, and now he's pulling back. So he's going to catch some flack for that. But I don't believe in any way he can possibly be scared once you stepped in the ring with some of these other beasts.
So do you want to know where all this stems from? Think about it. Nate Diaz, okay? Think about Tyron Woodley. Is it really that much different than the type of games those guys play? And all of that, and you can even add in Demetrius Johnson, is the Conor McGregor effect.
Mm-hmm.
Chasing that big payday that they see that guy walk away with from every fight. That's why these things happen.
And that's why the UFC
the game, I'm telling you.
And that's why the UFC never really wanted to have the salaries published, or for them to divulge the pay-per-view points or the discretionary, whatever came through the commissions, which was a legal request that an outlet could put in, and they'll get it from most commissions, not all. That's the show-up money, but everything else, you often hear what used to be the Zuffa brass say, we just don't want these athletes to have people come in and be hanger-ons and this and that. No, I think they wanted to keep the financials to themselves. Obviously a lot of these athletes may have been, probably were underpaid. They were underpaid. Not probably. They were underpaid for many years. But those were grown men that negotiated against grown men. They didn't look out for themselves. They blew it. The other guys out-negotiated them. Okay, I know that's a whole other story. But you're right, goes the Conor effect.
Go back to UFC 191.
$2 million, $3 million to show, and $2 million for the challenger, and Mendez, he was able to get $500,000 just like that, just for to stop fishing and hunting and to come in and sub in for Aldo, and so a lot of that got made public. So there's a lot of there's a lot of precedent that was sent.
That was 191, right?
Mm-hmm.
Chad Mendez. If he loses that fight, we may not even be in this predicament right now. We may not have these guys running around saying these things. Luke Rockhold may not open up his mouth. It's that fight changed everything. Big
time. The Fighter Summit is starting this summer or this weekend. I thought it was so for a long time. The Fighter Summit was the whole roster minus anybody that has a fight coming up, like within 30 days, and then they started splitting them up into groups of 20. But from what I can tell, everyone's in town for this one. I saw a lot of boarding a plane on my way. I only saw some Brazilian guy, I couldn't remember his name, saying, "I'm here." But trust me, I was tracking it, checking to see if anybody could maybe stop from McCarran at the Mandalay Bay on their way to wherever they have to check in. I was checking it up until this morning, but it looks like everyone's flying today.
If you go on Twitter this morning and even last night, it's like the beginning of the Warriors. It's everybody kind of just marching through, and they're all going to that conclave. Mm-hmm. It's amazing the people are going to be out here. And when
a lot of it will be held at the new campus, too.
I'm hoping that a young Jason B goes, yeah, it's just like that. Do you think he's seen that movie?
No.
Have you seen The Warriors?
Told you.
All right. Well, I give him a pass because he's younger, but he's had initiative, and I believe that he will watch that movie tonight. See?
Oh, wow, tonight?
Yeah.
All right. There you go. All right, so let's take this break. Get this one out of the way, and when we come back, we'll take some calls. 866-522-2846. Talked about a lot of topics. I'd like to see what you're thinking, whether it's Whitaker versus Romero for the interim belt while Bisping recovers, what you want these fighters to pick up at this Fighter Summit, because they will be meeting with the head honchos, Ari Emanuel and Patrick Whitesell. What do you hope that they get from this? I mean, it's almost a year that this organization's been purchased, and they haven't had any contact with the employer. Luke Rockhold, you brought up that name. He just wanted some clarity, like, how does this work? And I hope a lot of, I don't know, I hope a lot of fences get mended this weekend, and fighters know what they stand. Do they need to talk trash? Do they need to be more active on social media? Do they need to fight more often? Do they need to push their personalities, nationalities, nicknames? I don't know what it is. They need to find out so the sport can continue to grow, because we had an awesome 2016, but 2017 has been rather slow. We'll be right back after this break.
King Kong has a lot of shit on them. Like a lot, especially Goes. Here are Gorgeous George and Goes.
You gonna light a... You gonna have your lighter on during the song?
I think they use their phones now.
The phone's on, right?
Yeah. No, I don't think I've ever done that.
No?
No. You know what I do get torn on a little bit, though, is I do like to film some songs, and I feel like maybe I'm missing out on the actual concert, but I love going back and watching it. So, I don't know.
You like this song, Danny?
I had never actually heard this song. I kind of like it.
Let it play a little bit.
I'm not the biggest Linkin Park.
It was kind of like their ballad, I guess, right? Where they slow things down a little?
They have some that are even slower.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But this one's like a mix.
Well, I don't want to slow dance with anyone. I mean, if they want to take it down a notch on this one, I'm all right.
Like My December is pretty slow, or maybe Leave It All to... Well, yeah, they have a few. And they're actually good.
Because this is where the singer can, like, show, hey, this is what I'm all about. Could you hit these notes, Danny? Rather than sounding like a cat in an alley fight?
Well, I mean, I would do that too, but yeah, I can hit these. When he does his like angry.
Well, listen to him right now. Watch. Turn it up. Because he will take it up a notch. Watch.
I think the next verse is when
he
takes it up really high. But Danny, do you guys cover a lot of bands?
Yeah. Well, what we do is we do rotation cover songs, so that like we don't have too many and they don't get stale.
Mm-hmm.
So like at any given time, we could pull out 6 to 8 covers, but really we only play 2 or 3 of them on rotation. Like if we do like 3 shows in a weekend or 2 shows in a weekend, you're only going to hear like 2 or 3 of the ones we actually know.
Well, that's funny, because that's what I thought, Danny.
Would you cover this song?
I think this is too slow for us.
Is it?
Like it's got a good chorus. I like listening to it, but I mean, I don't think you've never seen like more than like 1 or 2 of my live videos, but our set is just 30 to 35 minutes of all fast songs.
What, do you want to go boingo or something?
Yeah, something like that. I am drenched in sweat after each set. Like,
I'm surprised you knew who Oingo Boingo was.
Yeah, really?
I've had to pull it.
La Razón de Loco.
I don't know that one, but I've had to pull Oingo Boingo.
That's not a damn dummy.
All right, let me tell everybody what's going on. On Sirius XM Rush 93, the Preakness Stakes. So the Kentucky Derby's followed by the Preakness Stakes a few weeks later. The Derby happened early May. Now is the Preakness Stakes. That's the second leg of what's called the Triple Crown in horse racing. This is me talking, by the way. I'm not really even getting to the read. I'm trying to just educate fools. And then that's followed up by the Belmont. And so the horse that usually wins the Kentucky Derby will try and win what's called the Triple Crown. But, you know, that term is used in other sports as well. So if you hear the Triple Crown, I think it originates from horse racing. The other day in the Underground, somebody said, can we lose the term run it back? And that, in my opinion, is a street basketball term. So you're playing someone, you know, my squad against your team or whatever, and there's no one else waiting for next, and so you just go run it back. You know, so I don't know. Kind of sounds cool.
It came from video games when you would put the quarter on and then...
No. For sure, street basketball had that term a lot.
Yeah?
Yeah. And someone just casually brought it up respectfully. A few people shot it down, but I was like, nah, there's just some you're never going to lose. And that's one of them. Triple Crown, repeat, run it back. Somebody had I don't think I can say it, but he had another comeback. A do-over involving the N-word, the soft N-word or something. I don't know. But anyway. All right, so coverage for this Preakness Stakes on our channel, Rush 93. It starts tomorrow morning at 10 Eastern with a special edition of Down the Stretch with Dave Johnson. Then at 5 Eastern, we'll take you to Pimlico to see if Always Dreamin' can capture the second leg of the Triple Crown. It's the Preakness Stakes Saturday on Sirius XM Rush, Channel 93, and on the Sirius XM app. Always Dreamin'. You gonna bet him, Goes?
Always Dreamin'?
Yeah.
Probably not. I don't like betting the favorites.
No?
No, it feels like a waste of time for me.
Let's take some calls. See what's up with Junkie Nation. Start off with Marco and Waco. What's up, Marco?
Marco from Waco. ¿Qué pasa, vatos? Jason, the internet. Danny, the producer.
¿Qué pasa?
Hey, you guys gave us a lot to chew on the last segment, but I want to focus on Bellator, man. I'm going to acknowledge that Bellator is really good at doing specialty fights, you know, feature bouts, fake fights, whatever. You know, they're really good at that. But don't give me this the title picture with Bellator, man, because the title in Bellator is worth the Happy Meal that comes with the McDonald's with the McDonald's toy. It's nothing. They don't feature them on the main event. I mean, in their pay-per-view, they got, 2-3 title fights, and neither one of those of them are the co-main.
Yeah.
And, they don't promote their champions. We only know, well, 2 of their champions, Phil Davis, and then, Michael Chandler. The rest of the other champions, you got to scratch. They don't even have a heavyweight champion, for crying out loud. So I would recommend for Bellator. I love their fights. I watch. I'm looking forward to know the results tonight of McDonough Bailey. But do just that, man. Just give us fights that we're going to watch. The bell in Bellator doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean that you're going to make millions of dollars. It doesn't mean that you're going to make pay-per-view points. It doesn't mean that they're going to feature you in anything big, because they don't treat their champions like champions. At least in the UFC, the subsequence of being a champion is that you get pay-per-view points and your pay grade goes way up. We'll let you guys catch you next week. Enjoy the fights.
See about. Well, aside from that, I believe reaching the pinnacle of the UFC, you can honestly take a big exhale and say, wow, I reached the top of the sport. I think a lot of people feel that way. That's how much they respect the UFC belt. But you know what, guys? When I was carving up the preview today, and I went to look and see if Lorenz, where he's placed, I did see something that troubled me. I get that there's a strategy to the component on free television sending people to buy the pay-per-view. So I guess that's what Davis and Bader are supposed to do. But, man, something don't sit right with them on the undercard. Not on the pay-per-view, but Freeman and Pico are. So what I would do,
really high on that kid, but you're right. There's just no reason for that to happen.
I mean, a lot of people are like, should I buy the pay-per-view or not? Not a lot of people go, well, because they're giving me these free fights, I will now stomach having to pay for the pay-per-view. We say that from time to time because the UFC is just a machine that when they come up a little short on the pay-per-view, we say, well, perhaps you're paying for the whole card, or maybe because they got sandwiched in between 2 monster cards. There's ways of justifying it. But with Bellator, I think they should just go, these are 5 solid fights you should pay for. And you know what? Grab the guys that provide us with slobber knockers or barn burners or hootenannies or heart stoppers. Or what's the other one?
Slobber knockers? Did you already say
I said that one. Heart stoppers, barn burners. I don't know. And you know what? Put them on. I guess who are the ones that are out there and they're just, like Syed Awad and Rickles and MVP. If MVP can't make it this week and then that weekend, I mean, give us something that where they'll do the work of casual fans watching. You go, whoa, did you see that? And the good ones are coming. But I don't know about a title fight there. I don't know. I know Aaron Pico's going to be featured. He's 0-0 for crying out loud.
Yeah.
Why is he there?
I don't know. Well, I mean, we know why he's there, but I just don't feel like it's the right time.
And
It's
Marco's
such a big
right.
card.
If you are going to say, look, being a champion's a big deal, I know Sonnen and Vanderlei, they need to be on the bill. Is there such a thing as a double bill and have the title there, have a shiny belt? I mean, boxing and pro wrestling and the UFC aren't dumb, and they feature these shiny belts and something about there being a world title. That's why the casual fan buys. I don't know, man. That's 2 really, really good fighters, and Phil Davis and Ryan Bader, and they should be there.
They are kind of the future of what you're trying to do. And
well-known
you
commodities.
Build on them, yeah, because whoever wins that fight could definitely headline maybe the next one. It'd be weird for them to go from there to there.
I agree. All right, let's go to Dean in Georgia. What's up, Dean?
Good afternoon. Who cares how you feel? Let me get to my call. Was that accurate?
Pretty good.
Not bad.
Yeah, I'm kind of pissed. I call in. Danny says, call in. Let me tell you what kind of dinosaur you want to be. I would want it to be a Trudon. Is identified as the smartest dinosaur.
A Trudon?
Trudon. Yeah, Troodan. Trudon. Trudon. Whatever.
All right, Ross. Come on. What else?
All right, let me get to my call. All right. First, I want to just say my heart goes out to Fish with his dog. I'm getting so excited for the Junkie Gathering. Man, social media is blowing up. Got Goes starting fights, saying, tell me one junkie that you want to see and all that stuff, knowing that everyone gets so sensitive.
Man, I hate you guys. You guys are the dumbest nerds sometimes. I make one post, George, and I'm saying, tell me who your favorite or who you're most looking forward to see again, who are you most forward to meeting for the first time, and then your two most excited events.
Were you trying to back people into a corner so they had to make
a little bit
choice?
Because, I mean, come on. Anybody could list 20. You know what these bozos do?
I saw it.
They list 10. They list 20. Quit being a pussy and just put one down.
I saw it, yeah.
Beat it, nerd.
Yeah.
So I got a question in regards to some, Vegas big gambling town. So is there like a Junkie Gathering parlay? I got some things you got to give me some over-unders on. Sam All Jam will tell everyone that he's the oldest junkie. I'm thinking probably like the over-under about 20 times. Goes declares he won't do this ever again. That'll be up there. Aaron will go complete Menard, or Aaron will just, how many times will he introduce Veronica as his fiance? Buffalo Blue will rap
My
after
fiance!
Like
My fiance! You know who that is, Goes?
Exactly.
Yeah, the guy from Titanic.
Yeah.
Cal Worship.
Yeah. What are the other ones, Dean?
Cal Hockley.
Buffalo Blue will rap after about 20 Jaeger bombs. How many nights will he do that? Lackey and Ray will talk shit to each other about the Western Conference Finals, and then how many of the new rookies will Erica hit on?
Jesus Christ!
Wow. Yeah, this guy's ruthless. Yeah, man, I'm telling you, you don't want to cross that young lady. She has a powerful right hand.
She made George's chin spin around like Daffy Duck when he gets shot in the face by a shotgun.
Yeah,
that was a tough.
It was on
shot.
the money, and I was a little dazed. I didn't have a concussion or nothing like that, but I was dazed. I think she's cool, and I love hugging her because she always smells good. So I'm looking forward to seeing her.
That's so important for girls to smell well.
Mm-hmm. Showtime from Tennessee. What's up, Showtime?
Shut up, Dan.
What's going on, fellas?
What up?
Nothing much, man. Nothing much.
Something's got to be
I just caught the show kind of. No, I caught it, I guess about 20 minutes ago. I was reading about, I don't know if you guys mentioned Dana talking about possibly doing an interim title belt with Romero and Whitaker. Did y'all mention that? Or am I just
We did. We spent a little bit of time on that, and I don't know where I sit with this because if Romero waits for him, then more than likely he'll get the shot. I guess Dana White could change his mind and say, well, GSP's back in it. Or if he goes and fights Whitaker, then the Whitaker Romero champ, being the interim champ at that point, would have to fight Bisping because I believe that solidifies it. Unless in the history of this sport there's been an interim champ that still didn't get the shot. I doubt that. I don't have that type of memory. So I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. I guess we don't know how bad Bisping's injured, and the only thing I mentioned was it's unfortunate because I feel like we have about 6 to 8 quality middleweights that could make this division so much fun. Think about late 70s, early 80s where the heavyweights ruled in boxing, and then in the 80s you had Hagler, Hearns, Duran, Sugar Ray, and a few others that just kind of carried the 80s, until we got to a young Mike Tyson and got into the 90s with Oscar and the 2000s with Floyd and everyone else. But man, they called them the Four Kings, and this could be a solid time for the middleweight divisions. I just hope they all get healthy, fight each other, and just have some classics and get paid. Oh, that's all I'll say on that one.
I mean, fans get really upset over stuff like that, but at the end of the day, you're still going to watch a great match.
I mean, look,
no matter how it ends up, it's going to be a good fight.
If Bisping were to walk in and go, here are the x-rays, mate, and he's injured, then I guess the interim shot is what has to happen. What happens with fans is fans are so consumed with automatically being a naysayer and poking at these guys that poke back, that of course they're like, oh, well, Bisping's faking it. Oh, well, Dana White's lying to us again. Is there a chance that could be happening? Or is there a chance that in the history of mankind it's happened? Yeah, of course. But if it's not, then that is what has to happen, I suppose. Those other two need to be the interim champ. And I suppose that if Bisping were to be out an extended amount of time, they may yank that and say, well, the Whitaker-Romero winner is now our champion. I guess, it is what some people were kind of asking for. But here's the thing goes. People want Bisping to get lit up by Romero or Whitaker or someone because they hate Michael Bisping. That's the thing. That's basically the whole point of this. It's like they want to see him get his ass kicked. Mm-hmm. Is what it boils down to.
I have to imagine on his part, he's thinking, if people are going to hate me this much and I have to go through this, then I better get
sell them pay-per-views, right? Yeah, he doesn't have a problem being a heel. He doesn't have a problem with you wanting or thinking that. He probably embraces it, honestly, because it means you're tuning in. But that's what's happening is, damn it, I have a feeling that most people are like, damn it, I wanted to see Romero kick his ass. And now these two have to kick each other's ass. And now they're also thinking, because of the conspiracy people or the way people think, here's what they're thinking. Oh, my God. So now Romero or Whitaker, one of them's going to take the other guy out. And then Bisping is going to get healthy. And then Dana White's going to give us the GSP fight. And then those guys are going to make a truckload of millions of dollars. And Bisping gets away again. And that's what they're thinking. But that's the beauty of, I guess, Michael Bisping and how he's become that heel and got you to think that way.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, I mean, not necessarily conspiracy theories, but Bisping, you lucky MF because you basically letting the young stud Whitaker come in and try to do the dirty work. He knocked Jacare off. I mean, what if he knocked Romero off, man? So, that's sort of, I call that a McGregor. That's pulling a McGregor. You just sit back and let everybody knock everybody off, while you play hide and go seek.
Yeah, well, if Romero beat Bisping, he'd probably have to fight Whitaker next. So that fight was just destined to happen anyway. But if he didn't, then it would be nice to have a Whitaker ready for Bisping. And then a Mousasi ready for Bisping. Or vice versa or whatever. So that's one thing we're running into here. We are breaking up possible contenders. And we want to have – this is the one division that seems to have a champion with about 5 viable contenders. And other divisions just kind of lack that. So for different reasons. Aldo is healthy, but he fights once a year. And he gets hurt a lot. So that division is just kind of no fun ever since Conor left it. And then I already said all this stuff earlier. You'll have to get the replay Showtime. It's available on the SiriusXM app. And, my man, don't read while you drive that monster of a vehicle. We want you all in one piece so that when you come to the Junkie Gathering, we can have some fun with you.
All right. Hey, George, let me say one more thing before I get out of here. Yesterday, man, you guys got to rethink it and rank Joanna champion in the pound for pound, man. Y'all got to, man.
Okay.
This chick is a killer.
That's fair. All right, brother. All right, take care.
All right. Okay.
When I explained that to Bo Thomas, what was his name? Bo Thomas?
He had 3 names.
Yeah. Here it is, Bo Thomas Lucas. I did say that I plan on huddling up with the editor-in-chief, and I'll send an email to the other guys and see if maybe we are there yet. But women's MMA, I think, is hasn't. I mean, it's arrived on one sense. Like, there's some popular fighters that carry the division, sell some pay-per-views, and move the needle or whatever. I want to see divisions doing that, not just like one.
That's true.
If that's what it takes, maybe. But if we are talking about just performance, I mean, Joanna is pretty amazing, and it may just be time to reconsider. Great feedback there, Showtime. Great call. All right, we'll be right back. You're listening to MMA Junkie Radio on SiriusXM, Rush 93.
Jason, moving just a little bit. There you go.
They pat down TSA agents because they don't know where those people have been, and because they can. They are Gorgeous George and Goes, and this is MMA Junkie Radio.
Want to welcome Jason B., the intern. He'll be telling us about what's happening outside of MMA and what's happened on today's date in the history of MMA in just a sec. And I want to remind people that in about 5 minutes we'll be joined by Derrick Lewis, one of the top heavyweights in the world. He'll be headlining UFC Fight Night 110 versus Mark Hunt in New Zealand. Take it away, Jason B.
MMA History Today. Just want to shout out to our friends. Go follow them on Twitter and Instagram. They have loads of stuff that happen every day. It's not just one thing. There's like 5. He posts a tons. So he's really great at MMA History Today on Instagram and Twitter. Make sure you follow him. But 5 years ago today, Joanna Champion, that should be her last name because she is the champ, and in my opinion, creeping up there of maybe the greatest female fighter of all time. And 5 years ago today, she fought her first fight in MMA and won by unanimous decision. So we all know that she had Muay Thai background, but today, this is where it all started. Now she's 14-0. She's probably
with 5 title defenses.
Yep.
Wow.
So there you go.
Who did she beat?
I'm not going to say that name. I can't pronounce that.
George,
I'm bad enough.
The name?
Was it some Polish broad? Let's see here.
There.
Joanna Jędrzejczyk defeated Sylwia Juszkiewicz.
Wow.
Juszkiewicz. That would be my guess. All right, cool.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. What about the Ducks are not advanced, but I think they evened up the series, right?
Yeah,
Against
made
the
it 2-2
Predators.
2-2 in Game 4, and that was a good game.
Overtime.
Yep. They were
Did
up
they have like a 2-0 lead with like 3 minutes left?
Yeah, and then
Wow.
Nashville scored, and then had a 5-on-3, and I'm like, oh, they're going to tie it up here. There you go. They're going to tie it up. Nope, didn't end up happening, but they pulled the goalie and ended up scoring with 34 seconds left to tie it up. But Corey
Then
Perry
they
threw it
lost
in
in
front
overtime.
off PK Subban's stick in the net. Bad bounce, but 2-2. So that's a really good series.
Is
so
that
far.
a final? Is that a conference final, the Ducks?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Western
So the
Conference.
winner goes to the Stanley Cup.
They were
And
so
if-
close
and
to
it's
not even
2-2.
being there.
Yep, and the Preds, if they win,
Who's on the other side?
the other side is the Pittsburgh Penguins and the Ottawa Senators.
All right. And what were you about to say about the Predators?
Oh, if they win this, it will be the first Stanley Cup berth they have in their history. So
Yeah.
it's pretty important to them. So
Tonight we have the Cavs and Boston. This is game 2.
yeah.
All right, Cavs at Boston. Boston, your backs are to the wall. You need this, otherwise it's a
10
sweep.
seconds.
All right, we are out of here. Jason will stick with us and join us as we interview Derrick Lewis here in about 4 minutes, so stay close.
up and let something shine. Going out of my fucking mind. Filthy mouth, no excuse. Find a new place to hang this noose. String me up from atop these roofs. Knot it tight so I won't get loose. Truth is you can stop and stare. Let myself out and no one cares. Dug the trench out, lay down there with a shovel up out of reach somewhere. Yeah, someone pour it in. Make it a good dance floor again. Say your prayers and stop it out when they bring that chorus in. I dig it out, digging deeper just to throw it away. I dig it out, digging deeper just to throw it away. I dig it out, digging deeper just to throw it away. Just to throw it away. Just to throw it away. I bleed it out, go stop the show. Choppy boy.
All right, here we go. It's the second hour of the MMA Junkie Radio Show. Really liked that song, and I wanted to play it out, but we got the Black Beast on hold, goes.
Think he was feeling it, or do you think he was like, God, just George, start talking, get me out of
George,
here?
start talking, get me out of here. I got to
so?
pack, yeah. He's got to pack them winter clothes because he's headed to New Zealand for UFC Fight Night 110, Lewis versus Hunt. The Black Beast joins us now on MMA Junkie Radio, except for he's not going to join us because I don't see him, Danny. What happened?
No, he must have got disconnected like a second ago. Let me try him again.
Okay.
Man, he must have been offended by that song.
Oh,
he
yeah.
must have been.
Not a fan of Linkin Park.
Hated it.
Nah.
What do we do in the
I'm telling
meantime?
it was,
The show's
Jason
still going.
B's pick.
What's that?
I'm gonna tell him that it was Jason B's pick.
No,
There
it
you go.
wasn't. Okay, fine. Go for it.
Yeah, take one for the
I
team.
don't care anymore.
Derrick Lewis, he was under the impression that, you know, when you pull up New Zealand, it looks like it's usually like tropical weather or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But it is their winter as we enter summer. So
They've had a lot of rain.
Have they
the
really?
last couple months, yeah.
okay. You know, California had so much rain that it's delaying by 1 year the new stadium that the Chargers and the Rams are going to move into.
Really?
Yeah.
For real?
Weren't they just in a drought?
Well, they were, but this announcement only came within the last year in which we got a lot of rain. I guess construction has just been halted.
Huh.
Yeah, I heard that. So I guess 2019 was supposed to be the year. Now they're backing it up to 2020. All because of the rain.
It rains quite a bit out here, too, in Vegas. People don't realize that. There'll even snow every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
Global warming, dude.
I'm starting to believe that a lot more than I did before. All right, let's bring in the Black Beast, Derrick Lewis. What's up, D? How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. How you doing?
Good. Why you hanging up on us? You didn't like that song or what?
Y'all hung up on me.
Shit.
That's
You think?
the bill collector.
You think we're that stupid that we'd hang up on someone like you? You're crazy.
Yeah, y'all, because y'all behind the mic. Y'all don't see me in person, that's why. You know how people are.
Yeah. Hey, let me ask you something. I noticed that somebody had tried to tweet something. I think it may have been Kamaru Usman. Something about the Dallas Cowboys, and you checked them quickly. Houston Texans all day, baby. I want to ask you, how big of a fan are you, and how many of those players have you had a chance to meet over the years? I'm sure they're big fans of you, too.
Yeah, I'm in a couple of them. I'm a Houston fan, you know. I'm everything Houston, you know.
Yeah.
Even though I am from New Orleans, I was born in New Orleans, but I represent Houston more than I do New Orleans.
Yeah. You know J.J. Watt, right?
No, I don't know.
Oh, you haven't met that guy?
Nah, not yet.
All right.
You just making shit up or what?
Well, no, I thought he had met him. Sorry. But he did let Usman know Houston Texans all day because he had tweeted a picture of one of those Super Bowl trophies.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, that's fighting words.
yeah, is it really?
Yeah, in Houston and Dallas, yeah, we rivals.
Come on, man. They've won 5 Super Bowls. You guys haven't won any. There's not much of a rivalry yet, Black Beast.
See,
I'm not out
about to hang up on you.
I was going to say, I'm not out of line, am I? Well, I mean, I could see maybe the Houston and Dallas, there being some sort of a big city rivalry. We got better food. We got, better looking women or something. But when it comes to football, I mean, I am keeping it real. And trust me, as goes, there's not a bigger Dallas Cowboy hater than me. But I do have to give him that one.
Yeah. But you are a 49er fan, so right now your opinion doesn't matter.
This is true. This is true. All right. Hey, could you? What's more likely? Could you sub in for J.J. Watt for maybe a whole quarter and sack a quarterback, or could J.J. Watt fight any of the fighters that you fought? I think you've had 22 fights and win an MMA fight. Which one of those two is more likely?
probably more likely that he come to MMA, of course, because he got the name.
But would he win?
Ain't no way they'll put me on the Texas team.
No, but we know that. But we're just saying, let's just say they did. What's more likely, you
Yeah.
getting that sack or him getting that?
Do you think if they put you in there as physical, as violent, as athletic as you are, you could get a sack in 1 quarter of play?
Yeah, I believe I can. So I was defensive end in high school and college.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
All right. Were you a sack machine?
Yeah.
There you
I
go.
had a full scholarship before I messed everything up.
Did you have a sack dance? You know, a lot of the guys when they sack a quarterback, they have a dance. Did you have anything, or did you just casually walk back to the huddle?
Yeah, I had a dance. You know, if I'm gonna show it to you after this fight. You know, if I get through hunting, I'm gonna do it after they do my interview. I'm gonna do my dance like I used to do. So stay tuned.
Very cool. So you're saying that if you get past Hunt and they do the interview, you will then step back and do the sack dance. Okay. That's a shout out to MMA Junkie Radio. You're actually showing us a sack dance from high school and college.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So don't let your wives watch you though.
Oh shit.
Your girlfriends or your boyfriend, don't let them watch.
This guy's gonna swivel his hips or something.
I thought it was gonna be like a Texas two-step. This is more like a Bobby Brown dance.
I think
right?
so. Yeah. All right. Derrick Lewis joining us.
Hold up.
Derrick Lewis joining us here on MMA Junkie Radio. He's fighting at UFC Fight Night 110 versus Mark Hunt at the Vector Arena in Auckland, Texas on June 10th. I think I said that. All right, goes. What do you have for the Black Beast?
Derrick, so before this fight, you were very adamant about taking some time off. To us, I mean, what finally got you to change your mind? Because to us, we just kind of assume it was money, but could it have been something else?
Oh, no. It was just I wanted to work on my family. You know, we wanted to take the next step in our relationship and, you know, really be there for my kids and stuff like that, too. And so while I'm getting engaged with my fiance and stuff like that and planning on getting married the following week after the fight. And so everything worked out perfectly, even though they still came in with more to fight, but everything still was working out pretty good for us. So, yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, and you're right there, man. I mean, a lot of people are saying that a victory here could put you in that title contention. If you do end up in that spot, would you want to still take that time off that you maybe promised your family before, or does this mean you're kind of in it in the long run now? You have to keep fighting.
Yeah, you know, I'm in it for the long run. It does right now. They renegotiated my contract. That's one of the other reasons why I came back so quick too, because they renegotiated my contract. So ain't no way they'll keep me that active after them fixing this contract up like they did. So they'll be losing a lot of money because they don't have to pay me a lot. You know, so I don't think they'll keep me that active like they was last year.
How was that? How was that negotiation? Were they able to meet the number that you wanted, or did you have to concede a little?
No, they met the number that I wanted. I thought it was going to go back and forth for a little bit, but no, they came right away. You know, less than 5 minutes and agreed to that number. And I was like, damn, I'm going to go up a little more.
Damn, I should have put another 0 on there. I know that's the worst, right? When you go up to someone, they go, "That's it? Yeah, hell yeah! Stick that hand out. Let's shake on it." And you're like, "Oh man, I could have got more." All right. So Derrick, here's how I look at this whole thing. You've won 6 in a row. 5, I think, have been KOs. You got the chest pound. You're about to show us the sack dance if things go your way against Mark Hunt. I mean, it really could be you. Now there is the Overeem and Verdum effect. They fight each other a few weeks after you do. However, both of them, within the last year roughly, just over a year in Verdum's case, have recently lost to the world champion. So the world champion may say, man, I don't want to run it back. I just trained for those guys. So really the door is open for you to go through it and you know, you possibly fight for a world title. So, you know, I mean, most of your wins are statement wins. Not, you know, you're really not skirting by, other than, you know, Nelson was a split decision. But other than that, you're pouncing. But that's the plan, right? The pounce and go after the champion?
Right now, I just make as much money as I can. I'm not really worried about getting a belt. I'm just worried about being able to take care of my kids and my family. So I don't care. If they after this fight get through, if they give me the title fight, if they don't, I don't care. I'm not doing it really for the title. I'm not doing it to be the best fighter in the world or nothing like that either. I'm just doing it for the money, so I don't care.
Well, brother, I will tell you this much. If you are a world champion, it seems like those guys are cashing the bigger paycheck. So it's almost like a hand-in-hand. They go hand-in-hand thing, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, we're excited, man. It's been fun covering you all the way since Legacy Fighting Championship and then watching you do, you know, prelims and main cards. And, you know, there was a point in time where you weren't too sure if you even wanted to continue. You didn't even want to get on a plane and fly overseas. And now you've done it a few times. Everything's clicking.
I don't want to get on the plane. You ever shit on a plane before, man?
Oh.
I'm comfortable. I'm 6'3", so no airplanes are made for me.
That is true.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay, so I'm a pretty big dude as well. I'm not 6'3" like this cat. And it is pretty tight in there. So, I mean, you can't hold it for 16 hours from here to New Zealand?
It's longer than that.
Oh, is it?
Longer than that. But lately, I just been sitting on the plane, you know.
Do you say anything to the person that's waiting, that's on deck, you know, when they're standing there ready to walk in? Do you give them some sort of a warning, a smile, or you just play it cool?
No, I sit on the phone a little longer before I walk out. You know, I use a bunch of that lotion and the soap that they got in there. They be smelling good, though. Yeah, I make sure at least I die a little before I walk out of there. You know, everybody really is ass level to whenever I'm walking by. I don't want to be smelling my ass.
Hey, are you like me? I like airplane food. I actually don't mind it.
You do?
I kind of do. I don't know. I've never had a problem with it other than if it has onions on it. How about you, Derrick?
When I went to Philippines, that short trip, it was pretty good. I was surprised. You know, it was pretty good. I liked it.
Yeah.
They don't give you enough, but I still liked it, though. It tasted good.
Have you ever asked either of the people in your row, you going to eat that? I have.
Whenever it's dessert. You know, some women don't like to eat the dessert or bread or nothing like that. So, yeah, I asked them, are you going to eat that? Well, I already got my finger in it.
Are you a window guy, an aisle guy? I know you're not a middle guy, but are you a window or aisle guy?
I'm really an aisle guy. I'm afraid of heights. I'm like looking out the window. So either I get the window, make sure the windows stay closed the whole time, or I'm an aisle, making sure I don't even look towards the window. So, yeah.
Derrick, have you ever had the reverse happen to you where you're going in the restroom after someone dropped the hammer?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
What kind of luck you give that guy?
And, like, the worst thing that you could do is really hold your breath, because you hold your breath and you inhale, exhale, whatever, and it seems like you got to take a deeper breath. And you inhaling all that shit right back in 10 times more. And just breathing normal. So I learned a lot on that.
Have you racked enough miles that you're first classing it at all?
Yeah, I'm first class. They first class me finally this fight. Usually I was the one paying a little extra to get first class. But now, you know, I've been showing my ass and talking to them all crazy and stuff, and they bumped me up to first class. You know, it's so lonely, man.
Yeah. All right. Well, our intern here has a question or two, and then we'll end this. What do you have, Jason B, for Derrick Lewis?
We're going to try to transfer from the bathroom talk for a bit back to fighting.
Okay.
Derrick,
that's right. There's a fight going on. We forgot about that.
Derrick, you finished, like George said, you finised 5 out of your last 6 opponents by KO or TKO. And a lot of people, when they see someone just knocking people all the time, they say, "Oh, he's just a heavy-handed striker. He doesn't have an all-around game." Do you ever want to show that off in a fight to shut those people up, or are you okay with just knocking people out and you don't really care about what the haters say?
I really don't care nothing about what the haters say. Like I said, I'm not down to be the best fighter in the world. I don't care. I know I'm not technically or accurate or whatever. I don't know all my jiu-jitsu skills like everyone else. I don't care about that. Like I said, I'm just doing it for the money. the Twitter trolls and everybody else, leaving comments, oh, man, you suck, man. Oh, you can't even get through this guy. This guy would beat you. I don't give a damn. I'm not doing it to be the best fighter in the world. I know I suck. I'm not that good. I'm just doing it for the money.
You're 18-4, and you beat the shit out of good fighters. You don't suck. You're good.
I'm all right.
Humble man.
Very humble man. Man, look at this hit list he's got.
My last fight with Travis, I didn't really have to take a shit like that. He really had broke my ribs. He broke 2 ribs in the first round.
Right.
Then I broke my foot just by kicking his thigh.
Dang.
All right. Did you have anything else? You're good?
I got more heart. I might not have the most skill or what, but I got the most heart in the UFC, and especially in the heavyweight division.
Mm-hmm. Derrick, your cardio. This is a main event, so 5 rounds, which, obviously you've trained for that before, you've done that before. But what I want to know is, I guess, every time do you feel like do you at least push that harder? If you're not putting on a gi and improving your Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, or if you're not trying to learn how to do an explosive double leg or whatever, is there one thing that you can address, and that's the cardio just always being on point?
Yeah, that's really all I worry about, especially in the heavyweight division. That's really the number one thing you got to have is your conditioning. Because a lot of these boys are big boys. A lot of them are used to carrying around all this weight. I cut down to make 265. I really walk around like 285.
Mm-hmm.
So I cut down every time to make 265.
All right. Well, we're excited, man. We really are.
You don't sound like it, man.
No.
Excited, man.
We really are. I wish. Okay, you know what? Since you are coming at me, I'll tell you. I guess I wish you wanted the world title more. Now I get what you're saying. You're doing it for the money. I'm not the one that has to face another monster in there. It's you. But that money will come if you grab that strap. You know what I mean? Now, the risk is you'll probably never do our show again because you'll be too popular and you'll be on ESPN and all that. So that is a risk on our end. But still.
I'll do your show, but I'll say y'all got to pay me, though. I'll do it then. But other than this free stuff right here, wasting my minutes,
But I'm telling you, because Nate Diaz says a little bit of the same stuff. I don't care about the belt. I'm like, you know what? Okay, let's just say you don't care about it. But you do care about money, both you and Nate. And the money will come with that strap, And then guess what? When you have that strap, I think a lot of these guys will change their mind and go, hey, this ain't so bad. I am the baddest motherfucker on this planet, and I'm cashing these big checks. Holy cow. George was right. That fool in Las Vegas was onto something.
The thing where it is with me, I came from clubs, whatever. I was at the lowest point in my life and everything, and just by being in the UFC is just a blessing to me anyways.
Yeah.
Being able to provide for my family is just a blessing for me. And so, of course it is about the money, but the fame and all that, I really don't care. Like my Instagram, Twitter, I don't really post nothing about myself. I just post a bunch of jokes and memes and stuff like that. I'm not trying to promote myself. I don't care about the attention and nothing like that. I'm just out here just trying to take care of my family. That's it.
All right, my man. Well, we enjoy watching you fight. We can't wait for this one versus you and Mark Hunt on June 10th. I hope you have a safe camp for the rest of these days. Safe travel, smooth flight. Don't blow up no bathrooms on that plane. And can't wait for the showdown versus Mark Hunt over there. So thanks for the time as always, Derrick.
Yeah, no problem, man. Thanks for having me.
All right, take care. Man, there may not be a better interview than that guy. That guy's so funny.
That was hilarious.
Yeah. We're just literally tap dancing from topic to topic.
Because he's the guy's guy.
These
are the conversations that we would have off the air.
Right.
You're blowing up a bathroom? Yeah. You ran a 20 to a guy when you're walking out?
We almost got hung up on there with the Dallas-Houston thing, but we recovered.
Mm-hmm.
Another Houston resident sent me something in regards to that. Captain Seva Black Beast. Houston. Marcel from Houston says, Georgie, I think the rivalry, in quotes, air quotes, is more between the fans than it is between the teams. Cowboy fans and Texas fans are always going at each other regardless of the records.
But what leg do they stand on?
I mean, I know. Like, what comeback do you have, right?
We got Super Bowls that we won
I mean,
years
okay.
ago.
In high school, there's the old, we got spirit. Yes, we do. We got spirit. How about you? And then they inform you they have it. And then they go, now we'll go. And they say, we got defense. Yes, we do. We got defense. How about you? Well, at some point you go, this is fucking getting old. We got something? And someone goes, we got titles. We got titles. Yes, we do. We got titles. How about you? And isn't that where Houston kind of goes, you got us?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
End of story, right?
Right, that's it. So that's what I was getting at. Now, Texans don't have much history. I guess it was the Oilers, handoff to the Texans. So maybe something was there. But they need to win a little bit more for there to be something. Because that's just the ultimate trump card there.
I mean, like Laker fans and Clipper fans, right? You get into an argument. Yeah, they've had the Lakers number lately. All you got to do is point up.
Right.
Where are your jerseys? Where are your banners?
And as they look up, by the time they look down, you're not even there.
Yeah.
There's just a mic.
Just a mic.
There's just a mic there, and you're already going to get your hot dog and your beer.
There's a
and
mic
that's
and
it.
a Kleenex for your tears. Basically, what's sitting on that chair.
Now, what I don't like is when it's your opener. Shit, we won it in '74. Come on, that was 40 years ago.
True.
Hopefully, it's something more recent. But
you had to have been alive for it.
that's another thing. I like it when you've been alive to see it and experience it and feel it. When you are co-signing on bullshit that happened,
You're just reading
a long time
but
ago.
You don't care. You weren't even alive. Your parents may not even been alive.
Yeah, that is my one thing with Celtics fans is they won it like in 08.
Yep.
And then they won 3 in the 80s. The 80s teams were great teams. And even the 08 team, man, they balled us up in Game 7. If it went to Game 7. I just remember they embarrassed us. But the 80s team was classic. Parrish, McHale, and Bird. I mean, that's as good of a front court as you'll ever see. And then after that, it all was in the 60s.
Yep.
It was like 8 teams in the league back then.
It wasn't even a 3-point shot.
I mean, that's like, okay, cool. You got we don't count the Minneapolis Lakers ones. There's some that say 49 or what. I don't even look that way. I just concentrate on what I saw. In fact, the 72 team that had the record before the Warriors broke it, the regular season record, I don't even count that one. I think I was 3, so I was alive, but I don't remember seeing it. I just remember my dad talking about it. They won 33 in a row. They had Wilt. I think Baylor quit in the middle of the season or retired, but they had Jerry West and Gail Goodrich and blah, blah, blah. LeBron Ellis's dad was on that team. And then we got to the 80s, and they won 5. That was amazing. And then we won the 3 back to back to back. That was amazing. And then we won 2 more when Kobe proved he could do it without Shaq. So that ride's been fun. I've really enjoyed that one. But UCLA is another one. Yay, the late 60s and the 70s, but come on, man. That was a long time ago. You got the one in the 90s with O'Bannon and those guys, but you need another one soon. And so really I just see it as UCLA 1, USC 0. That's just in a game that I college hoops, I don't really support the Trojans. I really just like their football team.
Have you seen the Skins win a Super Bowl?
Yeah, 2 of them.
2 of them?
Yeah, against Denver and against Buffalo.
Oh.
I was alive for the other one, but
I saw 5 Niner Super Bowls.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a lot.
Howie D. Liverpool. Yeah, man. Bitch, you were 2. You were 18 months. I think he was 2 on 1. Maybe 18 months. Or no, I guess it'd be 18 months, 2.5 years, and then 1 he was like in his dad's ball sack. I mean, he wasn't even alive for the other one.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not trying to hear that one either, man. I let him have it because it's fun.
Talking
But there's
about
some bullshit East Coast. He's got the 2005 or 2006 one, an incredible comeback. That's for Champions League. And then there's been no Premier Leagues. Since they called it Premier League, there hasn't been any. And then before that, it's all kinds of history that you do tip your hat on. But if you didn't see it,
That's true.
don't
cares?
be a dork.
All right, Nelson from Hawaii. What's up, Nelson? How you doing?
Hey, great show. I'm a first-time watcher on Facebook. Man, what a character is this? Dang, boy.
Derrick Lewis?
I wish him all the luck.
Yeah, he's awesome, isn't he?
It was a good interview.
That's
Him and
hilarious.
Steve, the heavyweight. I would love to interview both of them, see how that goes.
Yeah, Miocic, he has a chance to break the record for most heavyweight wins. So I'm sure he'll carefully pick his next opponent.
Oh yeah.
He's been so active, though, that Overeem and Verdum is going to be a little fresher in his mind than some people would like, and a lot of times They want the fresh matchup. They just don't want to train for the same guy over again. And Lewis presents a great resume. If he gets past Hunt, that's 7 in a row with at least 5 KOs. So that's formidable.
I'm taking it. That Dana is using Mark as a measuring stick, for the up and coming fighters and stuff like that.
That might be it. Yeah.
And I mean, whenever there's a potential, and man, this guy, he don't realize his last fight, boy. I seen him throw some heavy. It's gonna be some hard throwing with him and Hunt.
Yeah, take the under.
Don't go to the kitchen. Yeah, don't go to the kitchen. Don't go to the bathroom.
That's what's up.
It's gonna be. But I'm enjoying the show.
All right, thank you.
I'm calling all the way from Hawaii. I was wondering, do you think Dana will ever let if Holloway gets through Aldo supposedly? Because in the MMA game, anything can happen. Yeah, anything can happen. So I'm not saying if Holloway's going to win, or because I like Waldo. You know what Holloway always called him, but Aldo is a good fighter. I give him all the props and respect, and that's going to be a good fight too. I just all this time, Hawaii, we never had any good fights out this way. I believe the closest thing that we have is a big stadium is Aloha Stadium, where they had the Pro Bowl, and so the NFL, I guess, might have played a role in arguing about the capacity. Yeah.
Well,
I believe the most now it could hold is 50,000. I think.
Right, you got the weather thing going on, but maybe they could work around that, or maybe they couldn't. But I've been in the Blaisdell Arena. I think it's 8,000 there, so you could probably pull off a fight night. But more than anything, I think the University of Hawaii does have a proper arena of at least 15,000. And Holloway's young. He's been trumpeting this Hawaiian, have a show in Hawaii for a long time. And I believe that if he gets past Aldo, I think they got to be really serious about this, because Hawaii backs their fighters, and I think they'll really, really want to have something there and continue to blow up that scene. We got to move on, my man. Thanks for calling in. We appreciate you tuning in, Nelson, and calling in. But we got to pay some bills, so it's commercial time. Listen to MMA.
Damn.
You're listening to MMAjunkie Radio on Sirius XM, Rush 93, and we will be right back. And don't forget, we still have Lorenz Larkin on his way. Stay close.
I dreamed I was missing.
what they say. Your life will be a lot better. Here are Gorgeous and Goes.
All right. We got Lorenz Larkin coming up in a couple minutes here. And then it's going to be a pressure cooker all the way to the end. Bellator 179 is taking place as we speak. And so I tell you, I thought about this. After Lorenz Larkin, we'll take our last break. We'll come back, say our adieus. And whatever results are there, we will inform the audience. So coming out of break, if you don't want to hear the Bellator results, where they stand, then maybe just exit then.
Can I exit too? I want to know the results.
If wish.
All right.
Yeah. And I'm going to do the run of thanking our guests for the week now, since towards the end, things will be packed there. So thank you to Rory McDonald and Joanna Jędrzejczyk for joining us on Monday's show. Michael Chavello was in studio. I'm going to miss that guy, but we'll get to see him one more time at the Junkie Gathering, which starts next week. He's going to be at some of the events. James Vick, a winner at UFC 211. He beat Marco Polo Reyes. Dustin Poirier and Jake Shields came through on Wednesday's show. Poirier is disappointed, man. You know, I think what hurts is that win bonus he could have had, and the fact that the fight was great, man. They may have even shared in some more bonuses, but that thing was ruled a no contest. I believe an appeal is going to be filed, but who knows how it'll go down, because after hearing Herb Dean's explanation, it may just be hard for a commission to disprove that. Herb Dean is saying that he felt that there was no pressure on the fingers, so even by the old rules, he wasn't a downed opponent. And then the one where he did connect, which I rewatched again yesterday, he feels like Eddie, because his head was resting on Dustin's back, he couldn't see. But man goes, I'm telling you, if you know the anatomy of the body, and he just threw that left knee, and he knows where it was headed, he has to believe that it was just headed towards the head. And yeah, it looks like Herb wants to tell him, hey, you're grounded, but he says it's too loud. But still, it's on Eddie. I'm telling you, there's people in soccer that aim for the ball, and they don't get it. Well, their intent wasn't to hurt the guy. I mean, there are some of those, but it was to get the ball. But when they stand up, they realize, damn, I fucked up. And there's a yellow card or a foul that comes, or even a red card, and you have to accept that consequence. And they exit and maybe have to sit out 3 games or whatever the consequences are. It happens. It happens in sports where what you intended to do isn't, the end result, but that's that. Anyway, Jake Shields is pretty stoked, that the Diaz camp versus the McGregor camp, these fighters branched off and did something. They grappled, and Jake Shields got a win, so pretty stoked about that. Anna Hulaton was here in studio with us, co-hosting, former boxing champion. She's going to decide at the last minute if she's going to the Tough 26 tryouts, if she maybe wants to sit down with Bellator, or just keep taking more boxing matches. But it looks like she has unfulfilled business in MMA.
I think so. And we kind of talked about it a little bit off the air. She really is in a spot where it's kind of make or break, right? I mean, in either direction she can go. There's huge rewards, and then there's ways where she could kind of lose out.
Right.
What it comes down to is if you have confidence in yourself and winning fights, then you can't go wrong, because you're just going to rack them up wherever you go.
Liam McGeary, thank you for his time. He's probably fighting now. I don't know. Tanner Saraceno, he fights at CFFC 65. There's a pay-per-view available if you go to their website, or if you wait a couple weeks. The replays are shown on CBS Sports. John McDessie getting a little more vocal. He wants Lobov. He wanted Reza Madadi, but he just got booked on a fight card up there in Sweden, I think. So he threw out some other names, but I think Lobov makes sense. They're around the same mark there. McDessie's got a better record, but he's just lost some few fights as of late, so we'll see what happens there. Jason Knight, I don't think he realizes the star he's becoming, but he wants Yair, he wants Cub, he wants Choi. I did look and see that he looks to be pushing Yair the most on Twitter. Derrick Lewis joining us. We hung up with him a few minutes ago, and then we'll be joined by Lorenz Larkin pretty damn soon. I think Danny's working on that, right, Danny?
Just got his voicemail. It rang all the way through, but nothing yet.
Okay, tell you what, let's take a break right now, and I will give him the nudge. So we'll just reshuffle things. We'll do the break now. We'll talk to Lorenz Larkin. We'll throw out some updated Bellator results, and we'll bid our adieus. You're listening to MMA Junkie Radio on SiriusXM Rush 93. Someone got a nickname or what?
All right, guys, coming back at 10. Stand by.
Has the main event started?
They can drink Mentos-flavored Diet Coke without their stomachs giving a single fuck. They are Gorgeous George and Goes. And this is MMA Junkie Radio.
Well, I technically did say.
What happened to him?
Did you cut him off, Danny?
It froze. It's
Oh.
really weird.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
I technically did say that coming back from the commercial, the last commercial, we'd give out the Bellator results. And we're not at the point yet where they really matter too much unless you're tied into some of these fighters. So I'll do it in just a sec. And in fact, I want to do it now because if Lorenz calls in, we're probably going to go all the way to the finish line with him. So do you want to exit the room, Goes, or are you not too worried about it?
Very well.
Because these are prelims, and I would be hard-pressed that Goes knows much about any of these. And the same goes for me, or most of the Junkie Nation for that matter. So Goes is now exiting the room. Goes is taking his time exiting the room. It's like a soccer player, huh? It's like a 4-0 lead. We want to wind the clock, and this guy's just taking his time getting off the field.
100%.
All right, so here are the results so far at Bellator 179. Salih Kulikan defeated Diego Barbosa via submission heel hook, round 1. Mike Shipman defeated Marcin Prosco via TKO, round 1. Jeremy Petley defeated Chase Morton via unanimous decision. Fabian Edwards defeated Hoffel Shefrowski via knockout, flying knee. Nathan Jones defeated Umar Kayani via submission, rear naked choke. Amir Albazi defeated Jamie Powell via unanimous decision, 30-25, 30-26, 30-26. So that was a mauling. Right now we're at Dan Konecki versus Stav Ekonomu. And then we have Alfie Davis versus Jay Dodds. That Dodds guy is 6-0. I'm keeping an eye on him. And then after that, we get to the main card. So you're pretty safe, Junkie Nation, honestly. What I just said right now, unless you're a fan of these people in particular, no spoilers. There's nothing really there that hurts anybody.
Quick thought here. I'm on SureDog, and I don't know if they just haven't got the official time.
That's it.
But the Edwards fight, they said a flying knee at the end of the round, and then they have 2 submissions at the end of the round. Is that the fight ended? Like, he got the choke and the bell rang, and then the ref went to go wake him up, and
yeah, they just haven't filled in the time yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was about to say, I was like,
because the flying KO, there's no way it could happen with no time unless they did it during the referee's instructions. Like, it'd have to be a Heath Herring versus the Japanese guy
I thought they
type
were
of
counting
punch.
it down like 0 seconds.
And even then,
at
it wouldn't
the
be a
end of the
win.
round.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I was
So
like,
we
what the
still
hell?
have a few minutes, and at that point, it's up to you whether you want to stay away from the internet or whether you want to stay away from phones or texts. It's on you. Stop making excuses. It's on you if you don't want to know the results.
100%.
All right? Pull away from your phone, from Facebook, from your laptop, from your tablets, from texting your friends or anything else. It's on you if you get spoiled. It's our job to give the results. So those are the results, and that's that.
People are attached to their phone. They gotta check
I know.
Instagram, then they see like a highlight of it, and they're like, "Why?"
My
It's
buddy
not
Alton.
that page's fault. It's your fault.
My buddy Alton from El Paso, or from Lubbock, I think, he told me even 2 or 3 days of just peeling away from Facebook is very refreshing to your mind, to your soul, mentally, psychologically. I don't know. And I think people really need to do that more. I see a lot of people that fucking chime in quick on Facebook. And it could be like, hey, everyone, I got some amazing news. Right? And you get that collection of people that go, what is it? And then it could just be like, I just farted. And there's like 20 comments. And those are the people that are like chiming in on everything. That means you're waiting not just on me, but other people. Like, I think you really need to break away a little bit more than that.
If it wasn't for
sports,
sports,
can't live on that shit.
If it wasn't for sports on any social media, I probably wouldn't have it. Because my theory is, if I want to tell someone something about my life, I'll tell them in person because they're that important to me. Not on Facebook where it's like, I haven't seen you in 20 years, but...
So tonight, if you hit the lotto, you're not going to call your mom. You're going to wait till in
no,
2
I'll
weeks
call my mom.
when you see your mom
But
in Vancouver and you go, guess what?
I won't tweet her and be like, hey, Mom, guess what? I'll
Yeah.
call her. It's different, you know?
You said in person, though. I'm a hole poker.
Man, come on, man.
Right?
Nitpicking over here, you.
Well, I mean, if you come in with a stance, and I'm like sitting here going,
Have you disconnected from social media before?
Yeah, but I look, I can be as bad as others, but there's others that make me look way disconnected, and
I need changed a lot of interaction with people.
I need to do it a little bit more often. Stuff can wait. I only feel bad about the birthdays or whatever, but yeah, I think it would be really healthy to do that. Our job kind of keeps us connected to it, unfortunately, but there are times when it is pretty refreshing. With that comes just Facebook's such a provider of news too, not just fake news, real news. There's a lot of bad stories and sad stories, and then there's some you know what it is Facebook ultimately does have the ability to allow you to create your own headlines and your own follows, and I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go through all 2,000 of my friends and all the numbskulls. I'm either going to unfollow them, or I'm going to create Gigi's cool friends and family and listeners or whatever, and just put them into their own feed, and I'll just start with that, and then all the other ones I'll just maybe try and get to once a week or whatever.
Who's the first person to go? Who's the first person you log on Facebook?
What are you goes? Making me?
Yeah, who are you? Me?
Let's see here. What do you mean go? Unfollow
Yeah.
or? No, everyone stays my friend.
Oh.
But what happens is you create a new feed,
Who's the first
right?
one to get on that list?
Yeah, okay.
You.
Really?
That didn't work out for you, did it?
No, it didn't.
All right.
You're a nice guy.
All
I
right.
appreciate
Now you want to know who's next?
Yeah.
Goes.
Well, I didn't even do anything.
I was first.
No, this is the good list.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was first.
But what he wants is for me to blast someone.
Yeah.
Chris, I'll get rid of him.
Well, you took it. Took it on the chin.
He's like, you're not even on my list, so we're even. No, okay. You know what?
Chris is over there going, you got social media?
Let's see here. You guys really want a name, huh? And since we're striking out with Lorenz Larkin, did you try him again, Danny, or is that it?
I tried him 2 more times.
Okay.
Nothing.
All right. We'll have to recircle on that one. We
I
have
don't know.
we have
Are you
time
listed
before the
because of
fight.
this?
Yeah, Lorenz Larkin. Let's put him on the list.
Yeah.
Boy. I has a couple dumb bitches from my past as far as like that I went to school with. Not relationship, but that they're constantly just whining and
that's what I don't like about social media.
It's like I can't catch a break or whatever, and then they leave Facebook, then they come back, and you go through the whole friend request thing.
Cryptic
They
messages.
are pretty nice. Oh, and then there's one girl, man, that just won't stop with the Trump. Oh my God! And here's the thing. The thing is, geez, I'm blurry right now. I just rubbed my eyes so much. The thing is, with the Trump deal, if you voted for him and you stand by him, okay. If you voted for him and you think he's a buffoon, okay. But if you voted for him and think he's doing a great job, holy cow, you don't have a brain. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Again, if you stand by him, if you say, hey, man, that's what the Electoral College did. This is our guy. Stand behind him. Then as a patriot, I go, yes, we got to do that. All right? But if you can't see that he's made some, the NSA director, the FBI director, was one other high-level guy also getting clipped. That and now all this stuff coming, that's happening with leaks with the Russians or what. I don't know. And him fucking kind of a president's always tweeting. That's another thing. And I don't know. If you think he's doing a great job, think he's doing a great job, seriously, I don't know. You're not a great judge of.
So she would go first?
Yeah, well, she's the sweetest girl, but I can't understand it. Again, stand by your president. I respect it. Or find something that he has done that's good. Okay, but if you think the overall job is good, no, man, it's not a good job so far.
Who would love this conversation is Ace.
Oh, yeah.
Ace.
Is he a Trump guy?
No, but he was standing here, remember? We were off air, and it was like 5 p.m. We were all hanging out.
Yeah.
And he's like, turn this on. Let's do a political debate. Remember?
That's usually something we really don't talk about, but we're just talking about Facebook and blasting people.
Yeah, tied into social media and stuff. Like, I'm like you. Do
you think he's doing a great job?
No.
Right, exactly.
But But I'm like you. I go through my social media feed, and sometimes I'm thinking, what am I even doing here?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if this counts as social media, but the one that really grinds my gears are dating websites. People who go on that. I think that's ruining, I don't want to say the country, but it's ruining a lot of people. Because
but some people,
it's ruining it for girls.
Some people are successfully making the match, though.
But they're ruining it for everyone else. Back in my day, the girl didn't know she was hot unless a bunch of guys went up to her and said, "Gosh darn it, you're real cute. You're a sexy girl." And she said, "Damn, I've been getting a lot of compliments. I must be hot." Now all they do is post a picture of them at Starbucks. "Oh my God, baby, you're so hot." And now they got big heads. When you walk up to them, they're just like, "Next." They basically swipe left on you in person because they know there's all these other dudes that have been horn dogging all over their profile picture for the last 2 days. They know they're hot now.
Yeah.
Be a man. Walk up to a girl and just say, "Hey, you're cute.
What's your opening
line?
line?
To go out?"
My opening line?
Yeah. Oh, well, you don't have one. You've been in a relationship for a while, right?
I've been with my girlfriend, Allison, for a long time. She's a lovely woman. So I haven't used an opening line in a while. So if I had to, I don't know.
What would it be?
I'm JC, the intern. You may know me from MMAjunkie Radio.
That's not bad.
That was a joke. But okay, yeah, sure, maybe.
She'd probably drop her panties right then and there. Oh, my God, you know those guys? Oh, my God, I got a room. Let's head upstairs, that she'd say.
Oh, my God.
Does your girlfriend listen
to this?
Show? Yeah.
No, she hates my voice. No, I'm just joking. Yeah, she does.
Yeah? Are you just joking?
No, she does.
Okay. You were joking half a second ago, so I thought you might be joking.
I like to switch it up every now and then. Keep you on your toes.
Mm-hmm. What are you guys doing this weekend? Lincoln Park.
Yeah. And then just
there's tickets available if you want to join us.
Yeah, I would love to.
Yeah.
That sounds great.
It's the cheapest is the floor. It's $79. That's we're gonna go to the floor because the seats were like $400.
Damn.
And I'm thinking
I don't even
that's
like
an energetic type of band where you think you're closer to the bar and you're not really like it's kind of like some room around, So I started thinking, do they price that right? I guess you just technically don't get to sit.
Yeah.
But that's not like really the type of band you sit through.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Floor is the way to go, especially in that venue.
How have you liked your time in Vegas?
I've loved it, man.
Really?
Vegas is a beautiful city. I never knew Vegas was more than just a strip, but cruising around and spending, I guess this would be my fourth week.
You have your car, huh?
Yeah, it's beautiful, man. There's lots of places here, so I love it. I'm definitely going to come back soon.
You have a favorite restaurant?
Slice.
We go there a fair bit. So Slice, that's a good restaurant too. They make, I forget what it's called, but like a chicken sandwich in there. Oh, delicious.
I had a lasagna there the other day. It was money.
Really?
Yeah, that's the first thing I had there was the lasagna. The meatball sandwich with the Caesar salad opening. I like that one too. The chicken parm is, Ghost thinks it's great. I just think it's good, but I don't think it's bad, and I would have it again. Just I don't run to it. But the lasagna is really, really good.
Yeah. In fact,
you're feeling that?
Maybe, yeah.
Look at cousin Chris over there pretending he's working. He's probably on
Cousin
Facebook.
Chris looks like he's on break from Target right now.
He's
like he's in the stock room. He's like, "Fuck this job, man. I gotta find something else."
Did you put him on during the
he did
pre-show?
The pre-show.
People love him, raving for him.
Really?
Yeah. The views were up.
Okay. All right. Well, he'll be here at the Junkie Gathering, so a lot of you will get a chance to meet him, along with the other members of our crazy family, including Crazy Karen, right?
Mm-hmm.
She's nutty.
That's right. She's coming out 2 guns.
Jamie's super cool too, and
cousin Jaffrey.
Their younger brother Jeffrey, he'll be here. So it's actually a little
cousin
mini reunion for us. Oh, you told her?
Yeah, cousin Connie will be around.
You know who's their number 1 fan?
Copperheart.
Well, him too, but
Dante.
the guy from Combate, Campbell, he's a huge fan.
Yeah.
We're out of here, folks. Go out there and be champions.